So everyone's trying to find peace. You know, we find peace in nature, for instance. I used to think about living in a log cabin in the middle of the woods. I do that now. And it's very peaceful. And just sitting out and enjoying nature, and I have 7 acres here, and it's kind of nice to look at all the trees around me, and it's a beautiful place. But it's hard to enjoy something if there's not peace inside first. You know what I'm talking about? You can be in the most beautiful setting, and unless there is peace inside, you don't feel peaceful. We've been talking about healing those deep hurts that all of us have. And the one element that you need at your foundation is peace. John chapter 14 and verse 27 says, "Peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your heart be troubled or fearful." It's awesome, isn't it? You know, God's peace guards against our hearts, our minds, as we heal. His peace is that very thing that continues to permeate as we go through those deep things that still bother us from time to time. And in the middle of everything, in the middle of your worst times, sometimes that peace just appears and you think, okay, I'm all right. It's important. You know, healing is a journey, folks, and after this week of talking about healing of the deep hurts, there's so much of a journey that we've been on and so much still to go. And again, it's not something that you just push a button and everything erases. It's something we learn to deal with, we learn from. We remember it so we don't make the same mistakes again. But we realize that even though we have these deep hurts, I have a new life in Jesus Christ. I am a new creation in the Lord. And I realize that in this journey and on this journey, that God walks with me every single step of the way. It's good to know, isn't it? You know, no matter how deep our wounds are, folks, and some of them are really deep, and I get that. You know, there are some of you that have gone through huge trauma, whether it's rape or, you know, a loss of a limb or, you know, traumatic problems with your health or whatever it might be. No matter how deep the wounds are, God's healing is available. I love that part. And it's not an overnight thing. It's not something that I'm just going to say, okay, I'm going to give this to God and now everything's complete. But it is something that as I give it to Him and I place it at the foot of the cross, as we've been saying, that I take it from my own anger and frustration and all of that, and I bring it to Him in brokenness. God can deal with your brokenness. And God begins the journey with you, and not usually or always making sense of it, but in spite of it, pushing you on towards that new life that He promised you. I am a new creation in Jesus Christ. Folks, don't forget, you are blessed. Go and be a blessing.